flipping through the newspapers, switching through multiple news channels, exploring different websites and online mediums for relevant news? Keeping up to date with important news is not only time-consuming but also requires meticulous upkeep of notes for thorough revision. With a limited period in hand and abundant resources to study from, do not let current affairs come in the way of your prelims success. Join the PT 365 program by Vision IAS and advance in your preparation for current affairs. Starting on 9th January at 5 p.m., this 20-day course offers comprehensive coverage of 1 year of current affairs in 60 hours. Join for improved knowledge with complete coverage of The Hindu, Indian Express, PIB, Economic Times, Yojana, Economic Survey, etc. Doubt-clearing sessions and mentoring for thorough knowledge. Access to Sandhan personalized test with 25,000 plus questions. Access to live and online classes for flexibility in timing. It's time to devote your energy to smart learning and not running. Enroll today and excel in UPSC prelims with a strong command of current affairs.
Hello and welcome to this edition of News Today. Before we begin, we would like to take a moment to make an announcement regarding UPSC notification. The Union Public Service Commission or UPSC has released a CSE 2025 notification on January 22. Civil Services examination aspirants can check this year's detailed information bulletin, syllabus and exam pattern at upsc.gov.in. Now, coming back, let's have a look at the headlines first. Union Cabinet approves extension of National Health Mission. 10 years of Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana. Over 80% of global merchandise trade is on Most-favoured-nation basis. CBDT issues fresh guidance for principal purpose test under double taxation avoidance agreements. Estimation and Measurement of India's Digital Economy report released. Ministry of Commerce and Industry sets a target of 10,000 Geographical Indications tags by 2030. In our first news for the day, the Union Cabinet has approved the extension of the National Health Mission or NHM, a key initiative launched by the Government of India in 2013, integrating the National Rural Health Mission and the National Urban Health Mission. Now, let's take a closer look at the National Health Mission. The objective is to achieve universal access to equitable, affordable, and quality healthcare services that are responsive to the needs of the population. The NHM encompasses various components, including reproductive, maternal, newborn, child and adolescent health or RMN-CH+A, which features programs like Janani Suraksha Yojana or JSY and Janani Shishu Suraksha Karikram or JSSK, aimed at improving maternal and child health. It also focuses on communicable diseases like TB, malaria, leprosy, HIV or AIDS under initiatives such as the National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program or NVB-DCP and the revised National Tuberculosis Control Program or RNTCP. Additionally, it addresses non-communicable diseases through screening and management of diabetes, hypertension and cancer through the National Program for Prevention and Control of Cancer, Diabetes, Cardiovascular Diseases and Stroke or NPCDCS. Other significant areas include urban health, health system strengthening and the accredited Social Health Activist or ASHA program. The mission is implemented by state governments with financial and technical support from the central government, following a 60:40 fund sharing formula, which is adjusted to 90:10 for northeastern states including Sikkim. The NHM has achieved significant milestones, such as reducing the maternal mortality ratio or MMR by 83% since 1990 to 97 per lakh live births in 2018-20, surpassing the global decline of 45%. The under 5 mortality rate or U5MR has also been reduced by 75% since 1990, reaching 32 per thousand live births in 2020 compared to the global reduction of 60%. The mission has also made strides in disease elimination, meeting the Kala Azar elimination targets and achieving 97.98% coverage in the measles rubella vaccination campaign, among other successes.
In a significant update, the 10th anniversary of Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana is being marked, a scheme launched in January 2015 as part of the Beti Bachao Beti Padhao campaign. Over the years, this initiative has made a significant impact, with over 4.1 crore Sukanya Samriddhi accounts opened as of November 2024. It's a step towards ensuring financial security and social empowerment for girls across India. Let's understand more about the Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana. This is a small deposit scheme introduced by the Government of India, exclusively designed for a girl child. Its primary objective is to help parents meet the education and marriage expenses of their daughters. The scheme is overseen by the Union Ministry of Finance. Now, who can open this account? An account can be opened in the name of a girl child until she reaches the age of 10. It can be set up at a post office or a commercial bank. However, only one account is permitted per girl child. Parents can open a maximum of 2 accounts, one for each of their 2 children. When it comes to deposits, the scheme is quite flexible. The minimum deposit is as low as 250 rupees, while the maximum allowed in a financial year is 1.5 lakh rupees. The account is managed by the guardian until the girl turns 18. Speaking of returns, the scheme currently offers an attractive interest rate of 8.2%. And when it's time for higher education, the account allows a 50% withdrawal once the girl turns 18. Additionally, the account can be prematurely closed in case of her marriage after she reaches 18 years of age. As of the maturity period, the account matures 21 years from the date of opening, providing long-term financial benefits. The achievements of this scheme are inspiring. In many villages, Sukanya Samriddhi accounts have been opened for all eligible girls up to the age of 10. These villages have even earned the designation of Complete Sukanya Samriddhi Gram. This initiative stands as a testament to the government's commitment to empowering the girl child, ensuring her financial independence and paving the way for a brighter future.
Moving on, the World Trade Organization or WTO has emphasized that over 80% of global merchandise trade is conducted on a most favored nation or MFN basis, maintaining its importance even with the rise of preferential trade agreements or PTAs since the 1990s. Let's take a closer look at MFN. The MFN principle ensures that countries do not discriminate among their trading partners. If a country offers a special favor, such as reduced custom duties on a product, it must extend the same benefit to all WTO members. The MFN principle is primarily embedded in Article 1 of the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade or GATT 1994 and is also a priority in the General Agreement on Trade and Services or GATS and the Agreement on Trade-Related Aspects of Intellectual Property Rights or TRIPS. Implementation occurs automatically among member countries unless exceptions are specified in agreements or schedules notified to the WTO by the member country. Exceptions to the FMN principle include trade pacts like regional trade agreements or RTAs and preferential trade agreements or PTAs, such as the Comprehensive and Progressive Trans-Pacific Partnership or CPTPP. The Generalized System of Preferences or GSP scheme allows developed countries to grant preferential tariffs to imports from developing countries and least developed countries or LDCs. Other exceptions include measures like anti-dumping duties and countervailing duties. Anti-dumping duties are additional tariffs a government may impose on imported goods that are considered to be entering an importing market at a price below the price of the imported product in the ordinary course of trade. And countervailing duties are additional tariffs levied on imported goods a WTO member may impose once the presence of subsidized imports has demonstrated to injure a domestic industry. These measures further highlight the balance maintained under the MFN principle to ensure fair trade practices.
In a significant update, the Central Board of Direct Taxes or CBDT has issued fresh guidance on the application of the Principal Purpose Test or PPT under India's Double Taxation Avoidance Agreements, commonly known as DTAAs. This move aims to curb revenue leakages and ensure a more robust taxation system. Let's dive into the specifics. The new guidance exempts certain provisions under the India-Cyprus DTAA, India-Mauritius DTAA, and India-Singapore DTAA. Moreover, it encourages tax authorities to refer to the Base Erosion and Profit Shifting Action Plan 6 or BEPS Action Plan 6 as well as the UN Model Tax Convention. However, this reference is subject to India's reservations on specific matters. Now, what is BEPS Action Plan 6? It primarily targets treaty shopping, where tax treaties are exploited to reduce tax liabilities by routing investments through countries with favorable tax agreements. Through treaty provisions, it aims to address and prevent such practices effectively. Next, let's understand the Principal Purpose Test or PPT. It is an essential part of international tax rules designed to prevent the misuse of tax treaties. PPT is a key element under the Multilateral Convention to implement tax treaty-related provisions to prevent BEPS, which has been in force for India since October 1, 2019. Notably, this convention has also modified some of India's DTAAs. Under BEPS framework, PPT checks whether a business arrangement is genuinely commercial or created mainly to avoid taxes. Finally, what exactly are DTAAs? These are bilateral treaties aimed at preventing the same income from being taxed twice. By clearly defining the taxing rights of each country involved, DTAAs reduce the tax burden on taxpayers, thereby fostering cross-border trade, investment, and economic cooperation. Key provisions of DTAAs include allocating taxing rights among member countries, prescribing tax rates, and facilitating the exchange of tax-related information between tax authorities. To sum up, this updated guidance by the CBDT marks a crucial step in strengthening India's tax framework and preventing treaty abuse.
Moving on, the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology or MeitY has released a report titled Estimation and Measurement of India's Digital Economy, marking a significant milestone as India becomes the first developing country to employ the OECD framework for assessing the digital economy's size. This report expands on the OECD approach by incorporating the digital contributions of traditional sectors such as trade, banking, financial services, insurance, BFSI, and education. Let's dive into the key findings. Digital economy has been growing prominently, contributing 11.74% to India's national income in 2022-23, with projections suggesting an increase to 13.42% by 2024-25. India is now ranked as the third largest digitalized country globally, according to the State of India's Digital Economy Report 2024. The digital economy's contribution stems from three primary sectors: digitally enabling industries, which are the largest contributors at 7.83% of gross value added or GVA, and include ICT services and telecommunications, and new digital industries such as big tech firms and digital platforms. And lastly, the digitalization of traditional sectors, which added an additional 2% to the national GVA. In terms of employment, the digital economy provided jobs to 14.67 million workers in 2022-23, accounting for 2.55% of the workforce. Looking ahead, the digital economy is projected to account for nearly 1/5 of India's national income by 2029-30, surpassing the contributions of agriculture and manufacturing. India's digital economy is being driven by several key factors that collectively foster growth and innovation. Digital literacy initiatives such as the Pradhan Mantri Gramin Digital Saksharta Abhiyan or PMG Disha, government programs like Digital India, infrastructure development projects including BharatNet, financial inclusion efforts such as the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana or PMJDY, and the rise of e-commerce supported by initiatives like the Open Network for Digital Commerce is transforming trade and retail. Additionally, the growing startup ecosystem, bolstered by schemes like Startup India, is fostering entrepreneurship and innovation. At the core of these advancements lies the rollout of 5G technology, which serves as a catalyst for accelerating India's digital growth. To sustain this growth, the report recommends making high-quality broadband universally accessible, addressing data gaps by harmonizing and collecting new data, and fostering an environment conducive to the continued expansion of the digital economy.
In an ambitious move, the Ministry of Commerce and Industry has set a target of achieving 10,000 geographical indications or GI tags by 2030. To achieve this, a dedicated committee will be formed to oversee the implementation of this goal. Starting from the current 605 GI tags, this initiative will follow a whole-of-government approach. Let's delve into the details. First, what is a geographical indication or GI? A GI is a sign used on products that have a specific geographical origin and possess qualities or a reputation due to that origin. It is typically used to identify agricultural, natural, or manufactured goods. Importantly, GI tags are valid for 10 years and can be renewed. Now, why are GI tags significant? They confer legal protection against unauthorized use, boost exports, and ensure quality and distinctiveness of products. On a global level, GI tags are recognized as intellectual property rights under the Paris Convention for the Protection of Industrial Property and are covered under the TRIPS Agreement, or Trade-Related Aspects of Intellectual Property Rights Agreement of the WTO. In India, GI tags are regulated under the Geographical Indication of Goods, Registration and Protection Act 1999 and are registered by the Registrar of Geographical Indications. The nodal department responsible is the Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. India's first GI tagged product was Darjeeling tea from West Bengal. Uttar Pradesh currently holds the highest number of GI tags, followed by Tamil Nadu. Recent notable additions include Bodo Narzi, a semi-fermented dish made from jute leaves from Assam, Tirangi Barfi from Uttar Pradesh, and Risa textile from Tripura. This ambitious target highlights India's commitment to preserving its rich cultural heritage and boosting the global presence of its unique products.
As we conclude today's main news, let's have a look at some quick updates. Recently, the US administration released Framework for Artificial Intelligence Diffusion, which aims to establish export and security regulations for the global AI market. Under the framework, certain restrictions are imposed on India for import of GPUs unless the computing power is hosted in secure environments. Recent ceasefire terms between Israel and Hamas also stipulate Israel's withdrawal from the Philadelphia Corridor. Philadelphia Corridor was originally established under the 1979 Israel-Egypt Peace Treaty. It is a narrow strip of land along the Gaza-Egypt border, 14 km long and 100 meters wide. Atmospheric carbon dioxide levels reached a record high in 2024, driven by wildfires and human activities, as reported by the Keeling Curve. Keeling Curve is a graph that represents the concentration of carbon dioxide in the Earth's atmosphere over time, measured in parts per million, and it was developed by Charles David Keeling. Recently, UN has declared 2025 as the International Year of Glaciers Preservation. It was also announced that March 21 of each year will be celebrated as World Day for Glaciers, starting in 2025. It is co-facilitated by UNESCO and the World Meteorological Organization. The US Secretary of Health nominee has suggested an end to adding fluoride to public water supplies. Fluoride is a naturally occurring mineral in water, soil, and air that has been demonstrated to prevent dental cavities and tooth decay. Cabinet raises raw jute minimum support price by 6% to 5,650 rupees per quintal. Jute, popularly known as the golden fiber of India, is a kharif crop. Jute requires a hot and humid climate with temperatures fluctuating between 50 to 34 degrees Celsius. The Pangsao Pass International Festival, a 3-day event celebrating border trade and cultural exchange, concluded recently in Arunachal Pradesh. Pangsao Pass is situated at 3,727 feet on the Patkai Hills along the India-Myanmar border. Kerala has launched the Kerala Warnings Crisis and Hazard Management System for real-time disaster alerts. It is developed by the Kerala State Disaster Management Authority with support from the National Disaster Management Authority and the World Bank. India has joined Eurodrone program as an observer member. Eurodrone, or European Medium Altitude Long Endurance Remotely Piloted Aircraft System, is a twin turboprop MALE unmanned aerial vehicle. Eurodrone program is a 4-nation initiative involving Germany, France, Italy, and Spain. Raman Rajamannan, the king of the Mannan community and the only tribal king in Kerala, will participate in the Republic Day parade in Delhi. Mannan community mainly inhabit Kumili Panchayat in Idukki district. They possess a unique dialect that blends Tamil and Malayalam. Before we sign off, let's challenge your understanding in today's installment of Test Your Learning. Thank you for joining us. We hope you found this episode of News Today engaging. For the solutions to the quiz and to access the PDF version of News Today, remember to visit the provided links in the description.